to the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on
Man Talk Mondays, back again. Derek, the thought engineer, here with my man, comedian John Yogi. How's it going?
What it do, sir? What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Ready to get this week going. Real quick shout out to Antonio Drake for that fire intro. Antonio Drake, you can catch him on Instagram, Antonio Drake. He has a new album coming out. I think it's called Dreams and Distractions. He has a new single, 3 a.m. in Dallas. And he let your boy bless one of the tracks, man. I'm on one. He let me bless one of the
No, he didn't.
Yeah, man. He let me bless one of the tracks, man. So, yeah. So we definitely want to promote my man Antonio Drake doing intros like that. Now, don't call him for your intro, though, because we got to keep it exclusive. The intro.
Hey, he can do your intro, but it might cost you a little something.
Right, he's a professional, so it might cost you.
There you go. There you go.
Real quick, let me just remind everybody, this is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we talk about everything from religion to politics to relationships, but of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now, keep in mind, it's not just for me. We want everybody to participate, men, women, boys, and girls. We want to hear from you. Now, how you participate in the conversation, you simply go in the comment section, leave your question, leave your comment. We can see this, and this is how you talk to us. But by all means, chime in. Let us hear from you. We just talking. This is a conversation between us. All right? So definitely reach out to us and let us hear from you. But before we get into all of that, ladies and gentlemen, MTM News.
D. Blackman coming back to you from vacation just to celebrate Women's Day. I think I heard somewhere today that today was Women's Day, and I want to make sure I appreciated women for all that they did. Let's talk about what they do. All right, number one, you ask them at the restaurant, do they want certain foods? They say no. You order the foods and they eat all of yours. I don't know what we would do without y'all eating our food up on our plate that we ordered. Y'all too kind. Thank y'all so very much. You also bring food home, put it in the refrigerator that you know we like, and dare us to eat it. You know we're going to eat it. You might as well put our name on it because we're going to give you 2 days and then we're going to eat it. What is this thing anyway about women putting food in the refrigerator for 2 weeks and think it's going to stay? First of all, it's bad after a week, and 2 days later, we're going to eat it. And the last but not least thing, women put on clothes and ask us if they fat. Girl, you know you ain't fat. Girl, you was fat out of them jeans. Quit playing with me. You know you been. You know you done gained some weight. But you want us to lie. We can't lie because we're trying to get into heaven. This has been your man, John D. Blackman. Just want to celebrate women today on all that they do. Good night and good night.
I got a strange feeling that John D. Blackman wasn't talking about heaven with Jesus.
He said you was fat before you put them jeans on.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see heaven at all, brother. He's not gonna see heaven at all.
He was talking about his friends, not him. His friends.
Oh, okay. He better find us some new friends. They're gonna get him in trouble.
Oh man.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, subscribe to our podcast. You can find us Apple, Google, Spotify, all the different podcast platforms, Spreaker, Bullhorn, Overcast, all of that. You can find us there. Go and check out our podcast. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Again, like, share, subscribe. One more time now. Like, share, subscribe.
For the people in the back. For the people in the back now.
Like, share, subscribe. Yo, make sure y'all like, not just us, anytime, just support people that's got these things going on, especially our family on BS3 TV on Roku, right? We're part of the BS3 network family, and we're on Roku, we're on TV. So make sure you go, if you got a Roku device or a Roku TV, go type in BS3 space TV, and you will pull up the BS3 TV channel. On that channel, you're going to find Man Talk Mondays, past episodes. You can catch us live. You'll find Overcomers Empowerment Ministries. You'll find Queen 3 and King. You'll find Life Habits. You'll find Cigar Chronicles and a whole host of other ones. That's great content. Great creators, great content. You want to go check that out. Trust me. Trust me. You want to check it out. You do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're up to our part where we talk about some things that's happening that just kind of need to be discussed, I guess. Need to be discussed. So, first off, athletes already get a bad rap for not being the brightest. And we know that that's not always true. But every now and then you'll find somebody who seems to support that theory. Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley gets suspended indefinitely from the NFL for gambling on NFL games.
Well, the problem is that Calvin Ridley took a leave of absence last year because he said his mental health had been affected by some things that had went on. And so he needed to step away from the NFL so he could get his mind right. And, that's cool, man. But I just think, I think the reason why the NFL, and they came down, they suspended him indefinitely. They were saying, well, if you going to step away from the league and do that, then the punishment is going to be harsher. But I really believe it was harsher because you took advantage of the mental health stigma that people have been using. The problem with most of us, what we do, we find loopholes. We find loopholes and say, hey, I ain't feeling good. My mental not right, man. And the crazy thing about it, that's not a game. But when Ben Simmons, they were getting ready to fine Ben Simmons for every game that he missed. Ben Simmons played for the Philadelphia 76ers, and they were trying to trade him, and they couldn't trade him because the team was asking for too much. But they were finna start finding him $100,000 a game. And he was like, whoa, momentum messed up, so I can't play. Now they can't find him. Bruh, you taking advantage of the system. Somebody really is crazy out there and need that. Mm-hmm. And you done took it. You done got in line out there.
And then you make it hard on the next person who actually needs that time. They actually need to get their mental together. Because listen, these athletes go through a lot. They definitely go through a lot. And then they have to perform in front of the whole world, social media, the news and everything, everybody coming down on them. It'll mess with your mental. And so now you got somebody who's scamming the system to, it's crazy. It's great. Anytime you implement something, there's always a group of people that's going to take advantage. You got the PPP loan. They coming for you. Just let you know. Just let you know. Time is running out. I mean, anytime somebody puts out something to help people, it's always going to be a group of people that abuse it and mess it up for everybody.
And man, it's I feel bad for dude, but betting on the games now. I just don't know how you come back from it, because the NFL already giving you the side eye anyway when you say you got to go out because you're mental. They give you the side eye, and then they come back and they caught you gambling on games, and he must have been winning.
Oh yeah. He said so. He played a board while he was on leave, and they fired him.
She talking about football. She talking about a football pot.
Right. Like, dude, it's like we got to do better than this. We got to do better.
Now, but that's not to say that we don't believe that athletes go through stuff. We believe everybody goes through stuff, and some people's mental is more tougher than other people's. But man, by all means, don't play with that thing, y'all. We don't want to mess that up for people that really have issues, man. Real talk.
Right. I tell you, somebody finna have their mental check real hard. They mental gonna be tested real hard.
Not real hard.
Real hard. Severely, because Brittany Griner, WNBA star Brittany Griner, is being detained in Russia for CBD oil.
See, the problem is she must hadn't been watching the news. She must didn't know what was going on around, because right now, man, people on high alert about everything. People mad. So they gonna get you in the airports for anything. And not to say the CBR, she should have been caught with it or something, but I'm just saying you gotta know where, because if you're an athlete, most of the time they kind of wave you on to give you preferential treatment most of the time, but this is not that time. And man, they talking about giving her possibly 10 years, man.
10 years. Hey, you can't apply American rules over in Russia, especially now.
Yeah, you're right.
Especially now. You're going to have a hard time, a severely hard time. And who going to come get you? They not trying to cross them borders. They not even fly. Can they do a no-fly for Russia too?
Not now. They can't. And the word is that she's been in this for a couple of weeks, and we just now finding out about it. Because that's the first thing somebody said. Whoa, she's been going through this for a little bit, and the news just made it back over here because they control the news that comes from there.
Oh, you're right.
Absolutely.
Well, it's not looking good, man. It is not looking good for her.
I'm just curious. You know, Brittany is married. She got a wife and they got a kid. And Brittany's almost 7. She's 6'8", 6'9". She's something like that.
Yeah, she real tough.
And her voice deeper than mine. I'm just curious. Who they gonna put her with in the prison, the men or the women?
Oh,
cause she say she is just as much men as the men playing in the NBA. I tell you what, stick her in the prison with the men and we'll see.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
She gonna come out. She gonna come out there. Her voice gonna be just as high. How y'all doing? Bro, she got deep voice. She dunking on people and everything now. Okay, all right, we'll see.
They gonna put on work release. She gonna be playing for the
Russian,
playing basketball for Russia.
He said work release. We're not laughing at Brittany. We're simply saying they have a decision to make. They're gonna get her in there and be like, what can we do with you? Exactly. She gonna play basketball for somebody.
Right. All I gotta say is tell about the gun line boss. Tell about the gun line boss.
You think so? Did you think she knew she knew she had the TCB or BCD or whatever the R was? She knew she had. She wasn't hiding it.
Yeah.
Was she trying to hide it?
And she probably didn't think about it because over in the United States, CBD is not a big deal.
But you got into the country with it though.
Yeah, she got into the country with it. Where she flew from was probably okay, but once she got over in there, I don't know if they did a check. But obviously, I guess she probably was about to leave and they checked her bag and found it, and it was like, you got to go with us. So be careful if you're traveling internationally. Check the rules for the places where you're going.
It ain't really a good time, D. Is it gonna hurt us to sit down somewhere? Can we just sit down and take a couple of seats right now? Is it really worth it though, man? Really? Really?
Oh, you ain't gonna have a choice but to take a seat because these gas prices gonna sit you all the way down, bro. I'm getting a bike.
So this weekend we rented this truck, this big old truck, and that booger D, when you fill it up, it got 561 miles to the fill up, and all I can think about is, Lord, I'm gonna have to put gas in this thing. I couldn't even enjoy the truck, and I kept thinking, man, I gotta put gas in this thing, man. I gotta put gas in this thing.
The electric vehicle market is about to blow up.
Yeah, I know, bro. You're right. You're right about that.
These gas prices are ridiculous. Ridiculous. We won't prolong the time. We're gonna get into this topic tonight. What we talking about tonight? Right? Monique said all the way down. Gas. Gas no to a friend. Gas is not your friend. You right. It is not our friend right now. And they are not letting up anytime soon. So we're going to see some gas prices we ain't never seen before. Not even with Bush. But So we're talking about tonight, computer love, dating in the digital age. Computer love, dating in the digital age. This is how they do it these days. Right?
It is exactly how we do it. But so let me ask you this. So do you need to be more honest or not when you digitally dating? Do you need to be more honest? Can you get away with a little more when you're online? Or you just gotta have a nice picture of how you looked in when you was in your early 20s? Or what can you get away with now? See, because I'm curious what you can get away with now. With all the swipe left and then swiping going on, what can you get away with online now?
I don't know, because you think about catfishing, you think about all that stuff, and it's like, if you don't really have plans to meet up with somebody, actually meet with somebody, you can lie to no end. And that's what people are doing until they get interested. Next thing you know, I got to meet this person.
Well, I think, well, this is the thing. And I think the sites that are just for sex, that they say are for relationships, I think they kind of make it harder on the people that are actually trying to find real love. Because once you've been on one site and it turns out to be a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, we have a tendency to think, oh, that's what all of them are, is a meat market. And so you get somebody on that's really trying to find love. And let me just say this as a caveat. Nobody wants to go online to find somebody. Let me just say that. No, there's nobody get up in the morning and say, you know what? This evening, I'm going to be on that line tonight. I'm going to be on line tonight. It's going down. Don't nobody say that. We don't do that. Most people want to meet you in person because they want to see your representative. But if you don't, that's what makes it difficult. Because all I get to see is your picture. I'm not talking to you. I don't know what's going on. And I gotta look at your grocery list of how you are and things that you like.
I don't know. I think, number one, people who are lonely are easy targets, number one. But
we didn't say lonely now. I did not say lonely.
No, I'm just saying. I remember watching this show, and this lady, she was an older lady and clearly was out of touch with, the digital age, but she goes online and she's dating this dude who she never saw. She saw some pictures, but she never met. Every time they got ready to meet, it was always an excuse. And it was pitiful. It was sad. It was so sad to see how she kept making excuses for him.
Well,
I'm gonna see if my producer remember the name was. She used to call his name all the time. I don't know if his name was Simpson or something, whatever his name was.
Remember the lady who thought she was dating Bruno Mars? Remember there was a lady online thought she was dating or thought she was in something because she kept sending the money. He told her, the guy told her he needed money for a concert, and she started sending the money. Oh yeah, bro.
What?
Yeah. Yes. See, I don't know what. And let me say, and now I'm thinking about the people play games when you meet them, but the games you can play on the internet is endless.
Exactly. So how do you actually find love? Is anybody out there try to you doing the online dating situation? Is it harder? Is it easier than the in person? Which one's harder? Y'all let me know. Which one's harder?
Now,
Doing the dating online first or meeting somebody in person first? Which one do you think is harder?
Which one? Well, it has to be harder to meet somebody in person because thus the online dating.
Monique says it can be tough to date online, but in this day and time, it's almost a must if you're trying to meet someone new. Many would love to meet in person when you're just out and about, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. You know what I think it is? I think when you talk about the whole digital age and dating digitally and all this kind of stuff, I don't think people know how to talk to anybody anymore.
Oh.
Face to face. You got people who will sit there at a table together and they both on their phones and no conversation that is happening. I think more people are comfortable behind those computers and they can say all they want behind the computers, but when it comes face to face, they don't have anything to say. And it's like, could computers be messing up dating? Do we need to go back to the old way of dating? Monique says, I've done online dating. It's easy to meet someone online. Beware of filters.
Yes, sir. Now you talking about the filters.
I've seen some witchcraft with these filters.
So
some
you talking about
witchcraft.
The filters that kind of make you look a certain way in the
man, I don't know what kind of hocus pocus witchery they be doing with these filters, but yeah.
So they got some. So now I believe. So I think it's more difficult to meet online because I think people have to convince themselves that they need to do that. Whereas if you meet people out, you don't have to convince yourself because normally guys approaching you, they all over you. But online, I think like Monique said, I think most people would prefer to meet, and you have to convince yourself, okay, all right, I guess I'll meet some. Because I know a couple of couples right now that met online, and it's funny when I asked about it, my wife was like, honey, you remember they met online? We don't talk about meeting online like we do when we meet each other. Yeah. Hey, how y'all meet? Oh, we was in over in California, over there at this club, and he did this, he did. Don't nobody say, yeah, I was in my number was Hot Mama 2020, and he was Fat Daddy, and we hooked up. You don't get think about how much. I've never heard nobody talk about how they met online. I've never heard it. And I know people online all the time.
You think it's a stigma around it? You think it's a stigma around meeting somebody online?
Yes. It's a desperado stigma on it.
Oh, so you gotta be desperate?
That's what I've heard. It's not me. Oh, this not me. I want y'all. This not me. But I believe the stigma. I believe that's why people don't talk about it. I really believe that's why people don't talk about it. Because I have heard people talk about it. Nobody brags about how they met their wife for their spouse online.
Our friend Monique says, I made a great point. She said people have a hard time interacting. And it's like, and I'm wondering, is this a generational thing? Because
very much so.
Our generation,
very much so.
Our generation, you would think would prefer to meet in person, prefer the actual physical interaction over what happens on the computer. But people are so locked into computers these days, whether it's phone or whether you work, you so locked into computers, it's like it's more convenient to just hop online and look up somebody or check out somebody. And it brings me to how much do you need to know about somebody before you go on a date with them? Because you can find out so much about a person looked in their profile, you check Instagram, Facebook, all this kind of stuff, you can find out a whole lot about a person. So if you can find out that much, when you actually meet, what do you actually talk about?
Yeah, but you don't find out about the person though, D. You don't find out if the person is a butthole or not. You don't find out if they compatible with you or y'all vibing. You can't find that out online. You think that you can read somebody's profile and be like, oh man, I like horseback riding too. And you ain't been on a horse since 77. But you look at that stuff and you be like, wow, man, me too. I like working out. I like long walks. I like, the standard stuff everybody put. Come on, man.
Right.
And when you get in person, you find out what a person really, whether or not y'all have some things in common once you get in person. But now let me ask this. Does that make it easier or harder to communicate with each other? Because in a relationship, no matter where you meet, you still got to be talking to each other.
Only say, yes, I heard that too. Desperate. But I've met some nice men online. Okay. So Monique has done some online, say she's met some nice men.
But she also said she heard that too. About the desperate. I want people to know I'm not making that up. I'm not making that up because people will be like, girl, I don't know what y'all think this is. I ain't that desperate. Child. Y'all got me messed up, child. I ain't that desperate.
I remember hearing that once before. I remember hearing somebody say that once before.
Dude, go. So you go ahead.
We're in this group setting, and it's couples sitting around talking. There's a few other people that's sitting around talking, and somehow the subject comes up about online dating. And this one young lady who was single at the time, she like, dating online. I am not that desperate.
She got up. Nothing was funny, and she stood up and buttoned her suit coat she had on, and she buttoned it up. and she did her hair like this and crossed her legs. She's like, I don't know what y'all think this is. I ain't even that desperate.
That is beneath me.
And come to find out, the person sitting next to her had met his wife online. And it created kind of an awkward moment. It was a little awkward.
It was pretty awkward because he didn't hesitate to say, I don't know what you talking about. Me and my wife met online. And it's like, everybody's like, what? But did he tell us that he met online before that came up? Did you know? Because I didn't know. I didn't know. And I guess that's why sometimes you got to be careful what you're talking about in front of people, because you never know what's
but
somebody has done.
But why didn't he tell us that? We have been around them enough to where we should have known that.
But like you said, nobody volunteers that information. I've never heard anybody who met online promote going online to find a date. I've never heard that. I've never heard anybody say, I found somebody great online. You know what you need to do? You need to go online and see if you can find somebody. I've never heard anybody say that.
All I heard people talk about is, man, I met this honey online, boy. Woo-wee. Boy, that's all. I mean, I only hear people talk about it like it's a meat market. That's the only thing I heard people talk about, and perhaps that's why, because the negative stigma normally gets the big headlines. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So are people treating online dating like Amazon now? You can reject the person before you even meet them. So it's like you don't even have the excitement of going on, because a bad date, at least you get a good story out of it. But you don't even get a chance to get a good story because you've already canceled this person before you even go out.
Yeah, you're right. And to me, don't that kind of take? It kind of takes the fun out of it, though. And I get it. Listen, anytime you meet new people or a new person, man, there is drama behind that. You sweating, you trying to impress them, they trying to impress you. You hope that you are everything they're looking for, and vice versa. Man, that's got to be difficult, D. Rather than you rather than you getting to see them, and then you because you don't have time to do all that when they right on you. Somebody walk up to you at the club or something, they right on you. You don't have time for that. But man, we're trying to get ready for online. You got to take the right picture. The lighting got to be just right. Your hair got to be big. Got to be. That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
So, computer dating equals desperation. I think we probably have more desperate people out there than they're willing to admit, because you can hide your desperation behind a computer.
Oh,
you on a computer, you at home, it's you by yourself, typically, nobody there. So you talking to people and all this kind of stuff. You interacting with people, Christian mingle.
Yeah, farmers.
Black Love, Black Planet. What?
They got farmers. They got for farmers. They got the dating site for farmers. Girl, they got a dating site for farmers that women like. The women like guys that farm. They got dating sites for everybody. You ain't seen that?
I never saw that.
Yeah, they got.
So they got based on your interests. They got dating sites based on your interests.
Yeah.
Okay. Monique says we're in the age of technology. Many people meet on Facebook, Instagram, and even Clubhouse. John, it's not only booty calls. No, now the booty out there, but that's not all that's out there.
But again, Monique, and I think okay, let's do this. If we could break it down into pie, let's break it into a pie. What's the percentage of booty sites that's out there on online dating rather than the dating sites? And I bet you it's at least 60%. They may have more sites or the other stuff, but the booty sites are the main ones people on. Because nobody wants relationships. Everybody just wants to get what they can get.
And I'm pretty sure that makes them way more difficult, because you got to deal with if this person actually wants a genuine connection with somebody, or they just trying to hook up.
Even they that's there. Did I not say 60? I said 60. But now who it makes it tough on is the church, because they have Christian mingle and all these church sites. But see, I don't have to see. I ain't meeting you at church. I'm not meeting you nowhere that says what you really stand for and what you are. I'm going by your profile. Your profile said a good God friend, God. Little Sunday school, teach the kids, teach Sunday school at every Wednesday night. He sings in the choir. Oh, that's the kind of woman I need. That's the kind of man I need. Then you get in there and he trying to see what he can get. It just makes it tough, man. It makes it tough because you don't get to. You got to be in there with people before you get to know who they are and what they really are. Because most of the time you meet people at church that's at church. They go to church.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think it making no difference. You still get the full court press when you get when you get them by yourself.
Hey, dude, you got to wrestle them pants up. You got to wrestle them pants. Go on now. Go on now.
What you doing? We supposed to be praying. Yeah, see, Monique agrees to say church sites are the worst.
Really?
Amazing.
You would think they would be, though. Seriously, you would think the church site would be the worst site. You would think so.
Mika say them Christian sites may be worse than the others.
Well,
that's sad.
But no, let me tell you what it is. It's only because what you may call a Christian, I may not call a Christian. Because remember when we was on this men's retreat one time, and the people that we with, they started cussing. You remember they started cussing and stuff, and we were looking at them like, I do this at home. I don't do this around the brothers, though. I do this at my house. You don't remember?
Them liberal Christians. I remember. I
don't want to call the name of the church, but it was some white guys that we was with, and they started cursing. And we was like, "What they do that at?" Oh, I'm saying again, but they Christian. I just think the people give different definition of what Christianity is, though, and I think that's why the sites are like that. You remember we was on with that girl? She said she was a Christian, and she her and her husband remember she said she was good with God.
Yeah,
She called herself a Christian. Yeah. She called herself a Christian.
Yeah. She got a whole husband and probably on one of them dating sites. So yeah, those you don't know, we in a room one time and we're listening in, and this lady gets in and she talks about how she loves God. She's a Christian, but she has an open marriage, and proceeded to tell us how God agrees with her. God agrees with it because me and God have wonderful conversations all the time, and I'm like, you can't sell that.
Yeah, but he telling her she going straight to hell though. She ain't listening. She just ain't listening. You gonna bust hell wide open. You and your side dude.
There's a God said, enjoy while it lasts, because you ain't gonna like how this ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was on Clubhouse. We were on Clubhouse in one of the rooms on Clubhouse, and we heard that. Mm-hmm.
Right, we was in Clubhouse. We wasn't.
Yeah, it was
we went out nowhere in no room hearing this. Right? So we talking about social media and all this type of stuff. Is what we talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to kind of get back to the old way of doing things. I think we put too much stuff online. I think people put way too much stuff out online, man, because it makes it easy. If you have a con artist and you can run across a con artist on these dating sites, if you give them too much to go on. Because
predators, men and women that prey on weaker-minded people, they know what you look like. They know what that vulnerable person look like. Because think about this: most of the time when you come to those sites, man, you have been through with people. You are tired, and you just want to see if you can get on here and get this thing right. And the last thing you're looking for is somebody to take advantage of that. Because at this point, you don't play all the games out in the world. Because the world ain't got nothing for you but some games. So you say, well, let me get on goodwholesomeman.com and see if I can give me a good, wholesome Christian man on here. And you come on there, and people take advantage of that. People take advantage of that. People take it. It's bad. It's man. I just think we need to get back to seeing people.
Yeah. Go to Boaz.com.
Hey man,
Boaz.com.
Don't give them no ideas, bro, because they'll put one up. Mm-hmm.
Well, can you really make true connections with people online, interacting online? If that's all only way you interact with, can you truly make connections? I mean, really relationship connections. If you're trying to build a relationship, can you do that online? You can. And let me let y'all in on a little secret. It's hard enough when we talk to each other to connect, to make connections where we communicate. It's difficult enough, and that by itself, and it makes it almost impossible to do it when y'all strictly dealing with each other online, because people talk about what they want to talk about. People have to be made to talk about things that are uncomfortable. It's difficult. It's very difficult. I think both people have to be at a place to where, okay, we met online. Now we got to see each other. Now we need to be around each other. Now the introduction has been made. Now, how can I get to you or you get to me to where we can start spending time together? Where we can start dating. Now, there's the show on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix, called Love is Blind. And the whole premise of the show is the people are there physically, but they can't see each other. So they're having actual conversations with each other, but they can't see each other. And they're supposed to fall in love with somebody just by talking to them. Mm-mm. And you watch the show, and people they get crying. I think I love you. And they propose. They propose sight unseen. Mm-mm. Right? Mm-mm. Sight unseen. Mm-mm. And then they meet. This is where the wheels fall off. Let me get Monique. Monique says, if the two people want to make a connection, you can. Once you decide to actually meet in person, right? So you still need that mm-hmm. actual interaction in order to make a true connection. I think what you just found out that you like the person, or there's enough for you to get to really actually want to physically meet the person, because you don't know what they look like. You don't. I mean, nothing.
But we talk. Don't we talk about this all the time? We put way too much on physical. We put way too much on physical attributes. Now, being a guy, I listen. I understand because you need to. You need someone that you are attracted to, and that is attracted to you as well. Because you guys are going to go through some things, and you need to be able to look over there when she walk out the room and say, "Girl, if you didn't have all that behind you, I would have been out of here." But because you do, it helps. You need everything that you can get to stay in relationships, and so you need to be somewhat attractive. But that doesn't need to overwhelm your decision. It should play a small part in it because they got to be. Hey man, can I be real?
Be real.
We gotta be compatible. I gotta find you at a level of attraction like you have to find me at. And see, y'all looking at me now, but woo, y'all should have seen me. Woo. I was tall, man. Had the blip on my stomach. See, I used to be wearing no shirts because I was real blah, 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 blah. I used to wear like a bow tie. See, now I got 2 shirts on now. But I seen back then. Go ahead, Dick.
I don't. I'm glad. I have to say, I'm glad I found my wife in person. I'm glad.
Man.
I would not want to deal with the online thing. Just personally, I would.
If you seen, do you think that you and Selena would have picked each other if y'all was on that online dating? Not online dating, but love at first sight. Love is blind. You think y'all would have picked each other?
Probably not, because I told her, I was like, I ain't no Christian. She was like, what?
She would have been in good, wholesome Christian man. She'd have been in that line.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
I'm at thugslife.com.
Cheryl was the same. She wanted a good Christian man, and I don't know how in the world we got together because I was anything but a good, wholesome Christian man. So yeah. But the funny thing is, you guys are compatible.
Yeah.
She had her list. You had yours. Y'all were compatible. But again, I just think it's difficult, man. When you can't see, woo, bro, it makes it difficult, man.
I don't think because people do this grocery list, and I think online dating makes it easy to you measuring people by this list when there's just other factors. When you actually like meet somebody in person, it's a whole different vibe, and it's like you could be missing out on a person that you would really like just because you just went off to their profile and all this type of stuff.
Well, and you're right. I agree with you, man. But I just think there is no greater pressure than when you're meeting somebody. But there's also no greater joy like meeting somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just think you kind of get past that when you're doing it online. Now, again, like Monique said, I think there's a go around for everybody. But I think people would prefer to meet face to face than online. Unless you hide from something. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're not, I'm kind of shy, I don't want to be. But eventually, for a relationship to actually develop, man, y'all got to be face to face.
Now, I'll tell you what I actually like to know. Because when you online, you can meet people from on the other side of the world. So what are the parameters? What are the guidelines or whatever? What are the rules that you go by? Anybody that's done online dating, what are the rules? Is there a distance rule? You don't date nobody outside of your state, or
it's got to be a mileage thing. It's got to be a mileage thing, I would think, because it's on everything else. When you're looking for a car, they got mileage. When you're looking for a house, they got mileage. From here to where you are, it's got to be on dating. It's got to be on dating.
So Mika say, I love is blind. I believe looks aren't everything, but you do want to be attracted to the person. People are lying if they say different. Conversation is very important, though. Give me face to face.
Listen, anybody say different, you know what? I'm at a point in my life that I don't even care how you look. You can just limp in here. Matter of fact, you just get in here. I'm going to be all right with. Now, and I get that. I get you tired. I get it. But for the most part, people, because this is the thing about people don't want nobody that's not attractive to somebody else. Everybody wants their spouse for people to see their spouse and be like, girl, oh, you did that. Oh, I see you. Everybody, and the same with guys. We are shallow, all the same.
Okay, Ivan says online dating is as bad as people make it seem. True, you gotta flip through a lot more mules to get a thoroughbred. He said, yeah, there is a mileage rule. For me, 50 to 75 miles, though I got plenty of gas. All right, so you'll make a drive. Will you take a flight? Will you take a flight though?
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Will you take a flight? Monique says depends on how you set it up. I don't put miles on mine. Most of the time, those that you see are local. Okay, so I guess the sites kind of pair you up based on
where you are, area,
city
that you're in. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I know how people get into this whole romantic thing of, I love that they're all the way in California.
Yeah. There was this one instance where this guy had met this girl, and she came to California to see him. They met online. She came to California to see him, and she was pregnant. And he tried to pull off. While she was standing there. And she was like, I can't believe you're going to fly me all out here. You're going to get me all out here, and you're not going to take me with you. He was like, you pregnant. You got a baby bump. What are you doing? What is this about? Dude.
I saw that.
Listen, it's a lot easier to deal with crazy here in the city. When you get on a plane and go somewhere and go up to see somebody, that's crazy in a community that you don't know nothing about.
Because why wouldn't you tell that person that you got a whole baby in your belly?
Not a whole
knowing that when they see you, they will see it. And he was just supposed to say, oh, I see you, Bray. Okay.
Because she's talked about, number one, he flew her up there because she done whoop the whoop on that conversation about how she was gonna do when she got there. And so she went out to the car and he locked the door and pulled off. It's like, whoa, you pregnant. You is really pregnant. Dude. Yeah. And see, people crazy on the whole level. See, that's the thing that online dating kind of do. It kind of gets you away from the crazies. It's supposed to anyway.
Okay. Ivan says, I've taken a few flights, but the long distance dating thing isn't for me. I'm too old for that. Yeah.
It depends on who she is, though. My friend was telling me, it depends. But then, if she a baddie, she's not gonna be single. She shouldn't be. Why is she single? Yeah. She must be cuckoo or something. Something going on.
If she a baddie in her own city, then you got to question that.
Yeah. Like, whoa, why I got to come from? Why you up in Albuquerque and I got to come from Dallas? Yeah.
Who will hop on a bus? Anybody hop on a bus?
Do people still ride buses, D? Do people still ride buses?
They do. I don't. No, I'm done with buses, sir.
It taking 9 days to get to Austin. You be like, let me out of here. Let me out of here.
Oh my goodness. Monique said for those that are ways away, you can Zoom date or FaceTime. You should do that anyway before meeting up. Okay. I can see that. That's a way to, kind of meet somebody and put them in front of the camera, get from behind just the computer screen. So that's a good idea.
Can they
Zoom dating? What you think about Zoom dating? FaceTime dating? You think that's valid?
Well, I guess only for a little while though. I'm gonna touch you after a while. Hey,
Right.
you can take off your clothes in front of the screen and all that. Yeah. I'm about to go. I got to get up. Where you at? How much that? Let me look and see how much that bus ticket is.
Be on that Greyhound in the morning.
I'm just saying, I'll be on the first thing.
Won't get there till next week, but I'm coming. Obviously,
You ain't know what
the physical touch on my love language. It's got to be close. Okay, so you depend on your love language.
I don't want to hear nothing about no love language. I don't want to hear nothing about no love language.
Oh, you touched a sensitive topic with.
I don't want to hear nothing about no love language, man.
What you got against love languages, man?
I just think we put too much on it, man. We put too much on it. Your love. Listen, me knowing what you like and I like, we're gonna figure that out. First of all, if we vibing, we're gonna figure that part of it out anyway. I just think we put too much on it, man. I could be wrong. I have been wrong before, once or twice before, but I just feel like we put too much on it, man.
Obviously, y'all tripping. Just because a baddie is single doesn't mean anything is wrong. Stop it.
Let me just tell you something. All of them crazy. Let me just tell you that. Don't be on here trying to tell me they ain't crazy because I know all of them crazy. Whether they're baddie or not, they're all crazy.
So she just makes the choice to reject every man that's in close proximity.
Within a 25-mile vicinity.
Right. Because if she a baddie, somebody trying to holler at her, and she just makes, you know what?
Right.
I don't want anybody local.
And she gonna pick somebody in Texas that's 500 miles away. But see, whoa, we might be onto something. Some relationships are better if they distance because I don't have to be on full-time girlfriend mode. It can be part-time for me. It just depends on what I want out of the relationship.
And I can play up the fantasy.
Come on, man.
My friends, and I can make him be the best thing ever.
Come on, if I get to do it part-time. If I got to do it part-time.
Okay. Obviously, it's time to have y'all back on Queen 3 and King. Set it up.
Hey, even if we come, we still ain't gonna agree with you. We still ain't gonna agree. We still gonna agree. You got 5 million people in your city, and you mean to tell me you gotta date somebody from California? You better come out of that room in there, and go outside and meet somebody. I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, stuff like that don't happen on a dating site. It happened. You happen to run across them or something like that, but no, not on a dating site. Like I said, not when she can just go out. No, that ain't happening.
Well, because one thing guys gonna try to holler. They may not have a snowball chance,
right?
But they're gonna try to holler. And if they're not trying to holler, why are they not trying to holler?
Yeah, because if she in the wrong city, trust me, she gonna move. She gonna move.
Right. Unless she well, yes, you're right. If she's in the wrong city, she's definitely gonna move. She's definitely gonna move. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dating in the digital age, you got all your profile out there. You got all your little selfies. You got all your interests and all the kind of stuff.
But see, you can lie on that stuff, D. You can't lie. Your selfie can lie. Yourself, because I seen people on some selfies and that I know. I'm like, I don't know who this is, but I know this girl. This ain't her. This ain't her. Or the same with guys. We do. Oh, come on, we do it all the time. By what we drive and how house is, how this, all that. Come on, we do it all the time. I'm just saying, it's got to be more difficult. It's got to be more difficult to do it to meet online because you got to get past all that rigmarole.
But I don't know. Is anything safe these days though? Meeting in person, meeting online, ain't nothing safe these days?
It's all about the same. But one thing about meeting in person though, you can meet at places where there are a lot of other people at.
Oh yeah.
So most times that's how most people meet. Cause I met Cheryl in California and we were at a club in California, but we both live here.
Mm-hmm.
So and I met her there. So we was around a lot of other people.
Okay, so Tramisha says, where other than dating sites are supposed to meet decent single, not DL, not married, but looking men.
Oh, you asking us? Christian Mingle is good, but you gotta wear some. You gotta tie your pants together because they're gonna be trying to get them off. I don't really know dating sites. I don't really know any. It was fun. I'm trying to remember commercials, but I can't.
Dude, I couldn't even tell you. Because I'm gonna tell you, go out in public, and see if you can find somebody.
That's true.
Go. You can go to church. Just don't assume that because you found them in church that they won't come with some foolishness.
Just because he passed out when the pastor preaching don't mean he all in there that deep. He may not have had no food that morning or something, and the blood sugar may be low. He might be praying for the blood sugar being low.
So he had him in church 4 hours. He needs something to eat. Got to get him something to eat.
So a place to meet people, lounges, festivals, house parties, that kind of thing. Because most of the time when you at those things, you meet people with similar interests, and that's what's important. You want to be in places where you meet people that have similar interests as you, because y'all need to have something in common to spark up conversation. So it makes it easy for you to approach him or him to approach you.
And regardless to where you meet them, your conversation game got to be on. It's got to be on, because you got to be able to ask questions and get the information out of them that you really want, even the things that they don't say. Because you got some people who will tell you a lot by the things they don't say, and you got to be able to pick up on that. But so the communication game has to be on. Yeah, she said other than dating sites.
Yeah,
that's other than dating sites. Yeah,
these are. Yeah,
I would say get with. I mean, just hang around with groups of people. I'm trying to think what kind of group situations can you find? Bowling. I mean, any kind of activity or something like that, because I think people do better in situations where dating isn't on the table.
There's no pressure.
There's no pressure.
Yes.
You get a better chance of actually meeting the person and seeing the person when that's not the aim. When you going out and that's the aim, you're going to get the representative.
And you're going to dress like you're trying to catch somebody. We don't want to see that person. We want to see how you dress all the time. We want to see you dress with your boots up to your knees. We can't see it.
He said boots up to your knees. Monique says great one, John, but remember COVID. Most folks really got online during that time.
Oh, it's true. Okay.
Yeah, that's done though. People back out. They are back out.
Brother, I'm talking about you don't believe me, go to Vegas. Ain't nobody in the house no more. They're all in Vegas.
Okay. So Tramisha brings up another thing though. She says, I go out to all those things, festivals, cook-offs, co-ed events, etc. Men stare and look, but they don't speak.
You or you want me?
Go. You go ahead.
Tramisha, are you approachable? Because most of the time when men stir at something, that means they don't think they can have it. So we wonder shot. We look at you and be like, boy, she show is this or show is that, and we won't approach you. You just have to make sure you are approachable. Are you smiling? Are you looking back? Because you got to be looking back, because you said that you see people stirring. Why don't you call them over? Hey, come holler at me. Come say something to me. Don't just look at me. Just make sure that you're approachable. Because sometimes we carry air about us to where we can't be approached by men. Listen, make sure you're not doing that.
And let somebody else tell you. Don't just say, well, I am approachable. Ask somebody. Say,
there you go.
Do I give off a vibe? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I will say this. There has been a lot between men and women that has been negative. And men are really, they're not even trying no more. They're not even trying. It's like they don't know what they're going to get. They don't know what type of woman they're going to get.
We don't want to be turned down either. We don't want to be turned down. If you fly and I'm fly, then we need to fly together. And so you can't be. So when men approach you can't be turning your nose up or or make them feel like not even if you was the last dude on earth. And the same for the men. We want women to be approachable. Then let's start approaching them.
Yeah, and it may not be you directly. It just could have been that's been their experience with other females. So they just like, you know what, I ain't even try. So typically somebody got to, introduce and all that type of stuff.
Mika says, "Yep, there is no pressure. Love that. No, where there is no pressure, love that.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. I'm trying to rush. Okay, go ahead.
Teresa says, I started dating online during COVID, and I don't think it's for me. Lots of BS and just trying to get you to Netflix and chill. Oh yeah, you gonna run into that.
Yep. Okay, go ahead, D.
He said, okay, I'll take that advice. I think I'm approachable, but I'll get feedback from my friends. Male friends.
Yeah. No. Because the male friends probably trying to get with her on the cool, but she don't put them in the friend zone.
Oh, did you check your friend zone?
That's where they are. That's where they are in the friend zone.
Hey, if you got a lot of inventory in your friend zone, something wrong. I'm gonna let you know. You can't have a lot of inventory in your friend zone. That's a problem. All right, final thoughts.
Okay, so my final thought for this evening is, remember, and I say this often, man, if you continue to work on the best version of you, whether it be online or whether in person, you'll have very minimal problems about finding someone to date. But the problem is we sell ourselves short a lot of times. We don't know all we have to offer, and most of the times we think we just have sex, and you have way more to offer than that. You may not be the prettiest, you may not be the most handsome, you may not be the tallest, but you have way more to offer than you give yourself credit for. So just be confident, get out there, and go get your man.
John brought up a good point. We still got to work on ourselves and be the best person we can be, because a lot of times you attract what you are, and most people don't take into consideration what they're attracting being a clue to some things that they need to kind of work on to kind of clear up. So take the time, work on yourself, whether it's online or in person. You are still the common denominator. You're still a common factor. So continue to try to be the best you can be. And when you go out or when you get online, hold yourself to that standard and filter out people appropriately based on that. Don't sell yourself short. You feel like you deserve something good, somebody good, hold out for that. Be patient. Wait on it. It'll come, but you got to be open for the opportunity when it comes. So you got to be on guard. You got to be watching. So pay attention, because you could miss out on a good thing, right? That's our King Speak for this week.
It went quick, man. It went quick, boy. Time is running.
Yeah, it definitely picked up at the end. Definitely picked up at the end. We appreciate everybody. Thank you all for listening in to Man Talk Mondays. Appreciate all the love. All my single people.
We need to have a singles event where we can invite all the single people out to an event, and we hosting so they can meet each other.
Yeah. And then we'll do a show after that and see.
Yes.
Absolutely. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Let us know if y'all down. Let us know if y'all down for it. We'll set that up. Set the DJ and everything. Set it up. Have a good time. All that. All right.
It's good, man. It's good.
Real quick before we go, let them know where they can find you.
Man, I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I got my own YouTube channel at John Yogi. I'm on Facebook at John Yogi. It's at John Yogi, and let me see. And it's Yogi on Instagram. And got a lot of good things popping off, man. It's going to be a great year, man. It's going to be a great year.
Nice. You can catch me at Overcomers Empowerment Ministries. We broadcast every Sunday morning, but we're also on BS3 TV. So you can go back and catch past messages on BS3 TV. You can go to Facebook, YouTube. You can catch it as well. That's what we're doing. Overcomers Empowerment Ministries, trying to help people get better, be better, and achieve the life that God has intended for you to achieve. All right. So check us out when you get a chance. We appreciate y'all. Check us out next week. We'll be back next Monday. We'll see y'all. Peace out.